Welcome back. Now, in response to the plight of the valiant Palestinian people, especially the children who are fighting for their very way of survival in Gaza, a project named Project Hope for the Children of Palestine, founded here in Namibia, is hosting a campaign to raise funds for the children of Palestine. Now, children make up almost half of all the victims in Gaza, according to reports by Al Jazeera on Wednesday, the 8th of November 2023. Figures provided by the health officials in Gaza Wednesday indicate that at least 4,324 children have been killed in the Israeli bombardment since October 7, when the current Israeli-Palestinian conflict broke out. Apart from those that were killed, and about 1,350 children are missing under the rebels, most of them are presumed dead. Now, joining us this morning with more on the fundraising campaign is Penny Uukunde, as well as Uukunde, as well as Nahas Angula, who are the organizers of the campaign. Good morning to you both, and welcome to Good Morning Namibia.
Good morning, and thank you for hosting us.
Apologies for that earlier pronunciation.
It's fine.
Okay. Now, Madam Penny, perhaps let me start with you. What are the specific objectives and goals of this fundraising campaign? I know in our introduction we did highlight that the focus is on the children of the Palestinian.
Yes. The specific goals and objectives of this campaign for the children of Palestine are deeply rooted in our personal backgrounds. We are products of international solidarity. We received support during the time of apartheid, and as children, we were not aware of the collective support that we were getting. But as grown-ups, as mothers, we now want to give, as mothers and recipients of the international funding, we want to extend that to the Palestinian children.
So you are learning from the solidarity that Namibia had enjoyed prior to independence, and you want to replicate those efforts, yes, specifically when it comes to the people of Palestine.
But very much so.
Okay. Now, in terms of this, we saw that this past week there was a march specifically that was held in Windhoek. Can you give us a background in terms of what that march was aiming to demonstrate from Namibia's point of view?
Well, that march was organized by the SWAPO Party and the residents of Windhoek, so to say. The march went to the United Nations to present a petition there in terms of the concerns of the Namibians about the plight of the people of Palestine, especially women and children. So that was just an expression of solidarity with the people of Palestine who are under siege right now. And I think that was just the right thing to do. Palestine, some of us recall the Kasinga massacre on the 4th of May 1978. Many Namibians, especially children and women, lost their lives there. Now for the last 30 days, the people of Palestine has been experiencing the Kasinga massacre type of action of the Israeli army. And we can relate to that because we went through the same thing ourselves. Though it was just one day, but the Palestinian people have experienced it for 30 days now. And it is tragic, and every right-thinking person should really stand on the side of the Palestinian people under siege.
Okay. Now, this campaign, this fundraising campaign that you are having, besides obviously raising funds for almost half of the children, obviously, who make up half of the number of those that have been killed in the bombardment, what else are you hoping to achieve with this? I know Namibia has constantly had a position towards the issue of Palestine. Yesterday we had the former ambassador, former diplomat of Namibia, that's Dr. Kaire Mbwende, who talks about the issue that the International Criminal Court is perhaps not paying attention to this issue, or simply not wanting to be fair, like as if they appear to be fair in most cases.
Well, there is duplicity here in a moral diplomatic situation on the part of those who proclaim on the hilltops every time about human rights, about democracy. They are the ones who are arming Israel. They are the ones who are blocking the Security Council to take action to pass a resolution for a ceasefire. Now, you can see the hypocrisy of these countries. It's unfortunate that apparently the doctrine of power makes right still rules the minds of some people. We have to, as Namibians who have gone through more or less the same experience, this fundraising is also to mobilize the public opinion in Namibia about the plight of the Palestinian people, especially the children and women. But of course, we are appealing that we have to do something in concrete terms. When Kasinga was bombed, people massacred there. Cuba took up 1,000 Namibian young people and built schools, 2 schools for them in Cuba, far in the Caribbean. The Republic of Congo decided to provide a site for SWAPO to build a school for young Namibians. The government of Norway is a member of NATO, donated $30 million to help SWAPO to build up that school. So that was solidarity in action. And we have to reciprocate as Namibians. People did so much for us during our struggle. Whatever small you have, whatever modest contribution you can make, please make it.
Okay. Now, Madam Penny, what specific ways are there to contribute? Can people contribute as individuals, contribute as organizations, and are you looking at specific fundraising events?
Yeah, start off, we're looking for monetary donations, and in the process we'll go to other things. And this money we intend to go towards providing or getting the children of Palestine, giving them access to medical supplies, clean water, food, and shelter for the children and their families. You know, yeah. So that's basically what we trying to. But we're not anything that. We're not only limiting it to donations, because we are also in the process of talking to other organizations and, you know, other people who have the conscience of helping these particular children to assist in, let's say, if we get medical supplies from here, just as an example, they will need to be transported to Palestine. And to go to Palestine, you know, there's a blockade. So what's going to happen is they will have to go to probably via South Africa to Egypt, and Egypt to reach these children. So for now, the easiest is to get monetary contributions that we can send to the Embassy of Palestine, and, you know, specifying what the money is going to be used for.
Okay. Now, are you having specific international partners already who have come on board to support this cause that you're driving?
Yeah, at first, not really, not for now. Like I'm saying, it's a start, and we know we intend to expand to other, because we just thought that, you know, we have to start from somewhere, and we cannot, you know, start at home, and then we'll branch out.
Okay. Now, Nahas, you did indicate the issue of duplicity, and I think, again, I refer to Dr. Mbwene, who we had yesterday on here, talked about the issue of solidarity with the Palestinian people, the decision in South Africa to recall his ambassador. Are you in support? Does this campaign that you have resonates with that, what the decision that South Africa has taken? Because South Africa has also been consistent, because I think they have also objected of the observer status mission for Israel at the AU.
Many people are horrified of what is happening in Palestine, especially in Gaza and East Jerusalem. Horrible things are happening there. One Israeli minister was quoted as having said that they should use nuclear weapons to wipe out the Palestinian people. Many people are horrified. I was listening to the Deputy Foreign Minister of Spain yesterday, and she was in pain to explain that what is happening in Palestine is unacceptable. It's actually genocide going on there. Gaza has been turned into Auschwitz, the place where the Jews were massacred by Hitler. Now we have a Jewish prime minister doing exactly what Hitler was doing against his own people.
So the oppressed have become the oppressor?
The oppressed has become the oppressor. It's tragic, really. But I take solace in the words of Graham Greene. Graham Greene is a British novelist. He wrote a novel called Not for Power or Glory. And in that novel, he's making a point that people with opposing views are likely one day to come together and fight each other's hands. And I hope that Hamas and Israel will one day come together and realize that their survival is so interlinked that they should find a solution to this tragic situation.
And that perhaps a two-state solution with one Jerusalem and East Jerusalem being capital of the other is possible.
That's right.
Now, Penny, how can organizations and individuals, especially those who are interested in collecting or contributing, how do they form partnerships? Who do they reach out to? How do they get all of you to engage?
We are in the process, I don't know whether it's out today, of issuing a press release, giving the account where they are going to deposit this money. And this account, we discussed with the bank for transparency's sake. This account, there are not going to be withdrawals. People will just put in money. And the next time we're going to visit the bank is when we are going to sign off the money to go away. It's going going to the intended people. And the organization and other partners can use that. And also on the press release, our names are on that and our telephone numbers. In case they want to donate in kind, we will collect the material that is going to be collected, and because we are still, since it's a new thing, and we said we didn't want to sit and wait for everything to be in place. So we're still in the process of talking to people to help us. That if people donate things in kind, if they can help us, that they are transported with the aim of ultimately reaching the intended people.
Okay. Now, as we begin to wrap up our conversation this morning, Nahas, I mean, in addition to fundraising, why is it important for this awareness raising, especially when it comes to the children of Palestine, and what can individuals do in their private capacity and through their institutions to get this message out of solidarity to say that enough is enough with what is happening in Palestine?
Well, as Penny said, Namibia is a product of international solidarity. We have to mobilize the public opinion. Public opinion matters. I've seen demonstrations in Washington, in London, in many other places, citizens expressing their revulsion against what is happening in Palestine. Elected people represent the citizens of those countries. They have to listen. And that is a way of putting pressure on Israel, those who are leading the state of Israel, that the world cannot tolerate this state of affairs anymore. This tragedy should come to an end. Mobilization is what helped us as Namibians. We were a small population fighting a colonial neighbor, but we were able to overcome thanks to the international solidarity and also our own determination.
So we must do all what we can to silence the gun and resort to peace. Well, thank you both of you for making time to speak to us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, that was Penny Uukunde as well as Nahas Angula, who are both organizers of the campaign to raise funds for the children of Palestine who have been caught up between the Palestinian and Israel conflict that started on the 7th of October 2023. Stay tuned. GMN gets to return shortly after this break.